So today, the 1st of September, is Spring Day here in South Africa. It is my favorite day of the year. I love the 1st of September. Since I was a child, we would always pay 5 rand at school because we used to wear school uniforms so that we can wear our own clothes on Spring Day. And for some reason, that just always made me so happy. We would always swim on Spring Day. It can be the coldest day, it can rain, but you best believe we are gonna swim because it is spring. So, with that being said, today I just want to go ahead. I want to build a spring cottage. She's gonna be cute, and she's gonna have flowers absolutely everywhere. We start this build off by drawing 3 rectangulars. I knew that I wanted a big living space with a beautiful kitchen. I wanted the kitchen to be sectioned off. I wanted the bedroom to kind of walk into a courtyard. And I also wanted a greenhouse. So the inspiration for this build literally came from an image of a courtyard that looked really cramped. The photo was very zoomed in, so I couldn't even see the build, but that was the inspiration for this. I just loved that, and we went with it. So I went for a really typical cottage vibe. These are the type of cottages that you will also get a lot in Cape Town. And when I googled British cottages, a lot of them look like this as well. So I was able to actually have a really fun time building this. And I've been in places that looks a lot like this. So yeah, this was really, really, really fun. I wanted to go in with a lot of roof detail because I also knew that we were going to have a lot of flowers. I immediately placed those flower beds underneath the window just to kind of give the the indication of where we're going. It was more for me than for anybody else. Now, I placed this really cute plain door. I didn't want to go for a lot of windows. I wanted it to kind of feel cute, cozy, and to kind of achieve that, big open windows just isn't the vibe. I really had to fight myself not to place a lot of windows. Honestly, it was really bad. We also go in and I just shrink down those lights so that we can place them and you can't see them, so that we later on can go in with better lights. At this point, I also kind of realized that we don't have a bathroom. I didn't want to make an outhouse, so we just added another little square, a little bump out, and that is our cute little bathroom. We go in and we just place all the wooden floors. I went for this warm wood tone because, as I mentioned before, I wanted the place to feel comfy and cozy, but I still wanted it to feel like it is a spring-inspired cottage. So we use those yellow appliances. We go in with a lot of yellow and some green accents, but the yellow was just so amazing. Now, a funny thing about this build is I had to build it twice. The footage that you are seeing, this is the first time of me building it, and then this morning I had to rebuild it, because just as I was about to finish, I was finished with my garden layout, laying down the flowers, and going to put in the extra details. I completely, my computer went off. I never saved, so I had to go back today and rebuild this because I love this cottage and I want this cottage in my game. So yeah, this is the second time and I made a lot of changes. Well, I say a lot. I made 2 changes. That yellow cabinet that's next to the door, that's where the zinc is. As you can see, there's no zinc here. I do later on go in and I add a zinc in the speed build, but that's not going to be the zinc. We add a separate zinc, and then I changed the rug in the bedroom. Small things. Oh, and the tiles in the bathroom. But honestly, that's about it. Everything else is the same. And then, of course, above the new zinc in the kitchen, we just go in with like the same type of clutter that we added on top of that cabinet. Now, I will jump into the game and just show you how all of the changes look afterwards. Going in with my living area, I wanted to place this beautiful fireplace just to cover that entire wall space. We go in with an alt placement when it comes to the painting, just so that we are able to have the painting there. I also lifted up that plant onto the small, it's like a tiny globe, so that it looks like it is on like legs. I saw it on TikTok and I've been using it a lot. Now, this couch as well, this is from the industrial kit. I've only like used it like twice before, I think. But the colors and everything really worked. I didn't want to go in with the basic couches that I usually go for, and this was just perfect. But of course I had to go in with my favorite stools. Those yellow ones with the beautiful flowers on. I mean, this build just gives... It just screams using those chairs. They are so beautiful. And if there's ever a time, like, this is the time. This is a spring build. We need those chairs. I then go in with just some shelving. I place this painting on top of it just to make the wall not look as empty. The wall paint that we use is a very plain. It's like beige mixed with white because we have all of the like eccentric colors. I didn't want to go in with a busy wallpaper. I wanted everything to feel neutral, light, like spring. So that honestly was my entire thought process throughout this thing. Does it feel like spring? In the end, I feel like I did achieve it. My personal opinion, but I did build this, and I do hold some form of a bias because, like I said, I built this twice. I really love this cottage. I honestly do. I want to live here. This is my favorite lot as well. Every time I build in, like, Hensworth on Bagley, it's this lot. I love this lot. This is the topmost lot. And it's like, I think it's called like Cordelia's like secret cottage or something. Yeah, I think I'm correct. But yeah, it's very cute. I love it. The spacing is just perfect. I don't know how this is the cheapest lot, supposedly, because the view is just everything. But that aside, we go into this bedroom. We have this beautiful like vanity, and I just go in, I just add some little clutter pieces here and there. I do change this carpet, as I mentioned, but it is the same type of carpet. It's just the one that looks more like a flower. But I will show you that once we jump into the game after this. I then go in with the same type of a wallpaper that we have in the living area with the light brick as an accent. Now, as I mentioned that this bathroom, I do change the flooring. It is the same flooring, it's just yellow. This bathroom seemed a little bit cold. It just wasn't the vibe. Now, I also did try and like keep the kitchen counters very empty so that it can be functional. Just also keep in mind that the coffee maker is not functional. The coffee maker is literally there just for decoration. I went into it knowing that it wasn't going to be functional. So yeah, it is kind of like a waste of money, but it looks cute next to the fridge. This is the greenhouse. I love this greenhouse. I love how the lighting sometimes work in this game. But with greenhouses and like a glass of roofing, it's absolutely perfect. It's one of my favorite things. Once we add light into here though, it does change a lot. It is very light, it's very open, it's very beautiful. We have some actual planters in here as well, but I didn't want to fill it up too much with too many plants. But I think we have more than enough plants here. I do think it looks really nice. We have those wall planters as well. So yeah, there's a lot to do on this lot when it comes to like activities. Now, this is the barn. I grabbed my inspiration for the barn from the like barns that came with this pack. It's like where you have the cows and the llamas. So the shape is kind of based off of that. Why? I don't know. Because I don't actually add one of those barns here. It would have been a little bit too cluttered. But you do have a horse. I love adding the horses. I love building my own little barn. It's better than looking at that black hole that came with the cows and the llamas. It's kind of disappointing. I do wish that we had a little bit more of an animation, but I digress. Oh yeah, and in the barn itself, I actually added different paintings, but they are all like horse related. When I rebuilt this, I started figuring out like this storyline where we had this really happily married couple, and then the husband was like super mean to a witch, and then the witch turned the husband into a horse. So he was a painter, so he's got his paintings inside of the little barn. But I do feel like it's what he deserves. And he was really mean inside of my head, like super, super mean, and he deserves to be a horse. But his wife really loved him, so she decided to keep him and not sell him, which is what I would have done. But this person is clearly a good person. Now we go in with just a little bit of like these spring flowers. They are just absolutely adorable. I love debug when it comes to cottage living. Cottage living has the best debug. And also, as you can see, we just go like everywhere when it comes to the plants. I love it. It is so lush and colorful. I only use like some bushes, very, very rare, that didn't have like any flowers on them. I try to go like full flower constantly. I also add a lot of like trees and flowers in the surrounding area using the T.O.O.L mod. So you will see the T.O.O.L mod pop up every now and then. It just made everything feel a little bit more cohesive with my plants that I'm using. We have all this flowers around my house, and then it's like a little bit away, there's like some more flowers. So no, I had to go in with the T.O.O.L mod, and I just had to add some more. Now, if you do not use the T.O.O.L mod, I do suggest downloading it. It's honestly amazing. Your entire life will be changed. I didn't use it before, and now I can't like I cannot not use it. You really need but if you honestly don't like it, like of course everybody's got their preferences, but I do feel like it's a must have in mods. It really, really, really is. We go around with all of these little like low hanging yellow plants. I do feel like this little yellow plant is the plant that just brings everything together. I use it a lot in a lot of my builds, or any type of like small yellow plant. Small yellow plants just scream border plants. I do not have a reasoning why, it just does. And then of course we go in with the tiny little mushrooms. We add that everywhere, and then we need like wall plants. This is a spring cottage. We need to have flowers growing on the wall. It would be blasphemous if we didn't. And of course, it just looks absolutely amazing. This place was just made to have ivy grow up against it. Stunning. Now, this like hanging plant thing that I'm doing on top of the greenhouse, with that I'm not too sure. I still am not too sure if I like it or not. But I kept it, because I kind of do like it, but I also kind of feel like it's a gnome. The side of my nose is so itchy. And then we just add some random grapes. We only have two, one at front and then this vineyard thing at back. Now this is the little courtyard. We go in with a lot of yellow. We are going to add like a beautiful dining table that seats 4. And it's stunning, with like a fountain and everything. I placed that easel just on the side. We are going to go back to it, but I didn't want to place it in this courtyard. I felt like it kind of blocked off the view. In that little bump out, we do go in with a fountain. which is nice. The fountain from Romantic Garden stuff, absolutely beautiful. Like, water always drips off of it. It is just stunning. Then we lift up this like light. We also just size it up. It came with the little campus kit, I think. Beautiful, lifesaver. Without it, we wouldn't have those beautiful lights just hanging down over their dining room table, because it is quite small, and I'm just struggling to find like perfect debug lights. It's like with Strangerville, with the trailer park. There's like these beautiful lights, but I couldn't find them. Like, I went into debug and they are just gone. They're just not there. They're just non-existent. It's infuriating. We finish everything off with just some little bit of a roof detail. This barn roof seemed very empty. So we have some animals following each other, which is just absolutely adorable. We have to go in with terrain paint, and I have to say, I'm very proud with my terrain paint here. I feel like it's beautiful, and it fits right in. We go in with just this mud. Over it, I go in with some dark sand. We then just do some erasing here and there, and then we go over it with like this grey pathing, because as you can see in the world, the gravel is kind of grey. So I wanted to bring that in, and I was really proud about it. I think it looks really, really, really cute. And I love terrain paint. Terrain painting is always my favorite, which is why I leave it for last. That and the game tends to delete my terrain paint. Lastly, we just place a little bench outside. I am going to jump into the game and just show you all the changes. And we are back in the game. Let me quickly show you the barn first. So this is what I meant with the extra paintings that I added. I also went with a lighter floor. I just think this floor made a little bit more sense. Now, going over to the kitchen, this is the little area that I changed. It looks a lot better. I don't know, it just looks amazing. Now, on this side, so we do have two big open like spaces. This is still not functional. And surprisingly, so is the microwave. Not for the reason that you would think, because you would think it would be because of this. It won't be functional, you know? But no, it's because of this thing here. It just won't work. So I am going to move it up, and then it works. I was just trying to like explain why it's gonna look a little bit different if you download this in game, but we do have to make it functional. As you can see, my Sim 8 due to playtesting, but we would also just remove that. I am so sorry. This is the carpet and then our tiles. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. Now, if you are in the southern hemisphere, happy spring day. And if you are not, I hope that you enjoy autumn and your upcoming winter. So with that being said, I hope to see you all again on Tuesday. Yeah, I'm not going to post on Monday. It's my mom's birthday, so I will be back on Tuesday. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.